Good evening, Coach.
Good evening.
Got another win under the belt here against Memphis. Earlier in the game, Memphis kind of jumped off quick to it with a quick 7 points there. You called a timeout early. What was it in particular you said to the ladies? I'm curious because after that, they really started to click and ended up winning the first quarter.
Well, I mean, the thing Katrina is doing a phenomenal job. Just let me say that first in Memphis. I mean, we knew that. We told them that before the game. I mean, out of the 13 games they've played, they've been up at halftime on 11 of them. So they come out hot and ready to go, you know. And before the game, I told her, like, she's doing such a great job. I mean, last year they won 4 games, and now they're at 13 games already, and they were tied for 5th place coming into this game with Tulane, and Tulane is good, you know. So she's doing a great job. They're a very dangerous team. I mean, I think she's doing an excellent job with them, and so our team knew that, and so I wasn't going to wait till 11 points. I mean, so I just called the timeout and just settled them down because they were missing shots, and we have to continue to get better. If we miss shots, we got to lock in on defense. So if you miss your shot, we missed a lot of shots in that first quarter. You know, in that first set, we had a lot of shots. We missed, like, we got offensive rebounds, we missed a shot. We had post moves, we missed a shot. We were missing little bunny layups. We were missing wide open shots. And I said, you got to settle down. You have to settle down, right? Like, if you're going to miss a shot, just play defense. And that we just did a better job in the second quarter. I mean, they only scored 5 points in the second quarter. So even if we were missing our shots, we had to play defense.
If there are 2 things that Memphis is, one is free throws, third mostly AAC, and then also holding on to the ball a lot, third fewest turnovers in the AAC. What was your game plan surrounding those 2 things? Because you did manage to win the turnover battle and limit them for 2.5 quarters from the free throw line from getting there at all.
Yeah, it was really the fourth quarter, number 5. I mean, she's phenomenal. I call it hunting the paint. I mean, she does a great job, and she was getting there, and number 33 did a great job. And when Diamond says bailing them out, it means not fouling them. And so, that was big. I mean, that's what they do. That's what they're great at. They're great in transition. We did a really good job of not letting them get transition layups. And then they're really good to do a great job of offensive rebounding, putbacks. That's when we were fouling them, and getting in the paint, and that's when we were fouling them. And so, they came in the fourth quarter. I mean, they scored 18 points in the fourth quarter and 19 in the third quarter. They were getting most of their points on the foul line, and I kept saying, stop, we can't bail them out, and it's really, we were getting spread out a little bit with the post because they were worried about number 2 hitting some threes, and so we were getting spread out, and it was just opening up number 5 really to the rim.
So you had 4 players in double digits. Brittany had the double-double tonight, and then last game you got 2 post players with double-doubles.
Yep.
What is it that came in today that you think set up that opportunity for Brittany to get that double-double?
Yeah, I just think that, not everybody's going to have a perfect game every single game, and so I think this wasn't Destiny's game this game, and so, but Brittany knew that in her head, and so did Neela. Neela got in today and, tried to step up for the post. So, I mean, and obviously Brittany's got it in her to do that every single night, So the last game it was just Moss and Desto had it in them, and what, you're going to take Destiny out, she was rebounding every single shot, right? And she got a big rebound, Destiny, at the end of the game there. She got a big-time rebound, but, obviously Brittany's capable of that. I think the big picture is that we got to continue to have balanced scoring. And so when Brittany said it, when somebody is not having their best game, Destiny, right, then each of us and everybody knows that we have to step up for each other.
Yeah, I mean, that's back to that versatility we talked about throughout the season. You got 4 double-digit scores, 2 in each the front and back court.
Yep.
I mean, as far as stat goes, is there a better way you can speak to this versatility I get on that, I guess is the question, right?
Yeah, I think it's great that the seniors came back, I think that's really helping us out a lot. This year is helping every team in the country out a lot, by the way, having seniors coming back, and especially if you're a winning team, our 3 captains have been playing phenomenal ever since after the Cincinnati game that we lost. So I think that game, that game was a big loss for us, but I think as we watched film and as I had a lot of talks with them, it's like, you guys cannot not show up. You are our leaders. You are our captains. Diamond said it. If they don't show up every day, then if our best players and our leaders aren't our hardest workers, then it's going to trickle down to the team. And so I just think those 3 have been really doing a great job since the Cincinnati game.
You said as Diamond walked out, you called her 25. You sounded very, very proud of her, and
Yep.
that's a new career high for her, and she went all 40 minutes. Can you
Yep.
talk about kind of your game plan with Diamond and why you kind of trusted her to go the whole way tonight?
Well, I mean, I think Mossany and Diamond and Tay can play 40 minutes. Now, do we really want them to? Like, no. I mean, but I mean, she's just such a phenomenal leader on the floor in terms of how she plays. Diamond, because she's the energy, she's the fire, she does all that, and so is Moss. I think Tay does a good job. So, you know, they don't necessarily want to come out. I mean, Mossany played 37 minutes, so it's almost 40 minutes.
Right.
You know, so they don't necessarily want to come out, but they know if I don't take them out or Tani takes them out, they never go like this. If they do that, Tani's like, no, you're not coming out, or Moss does it, he's just like, you're not coming out, you know. So, but they know that that's their job. They know that if they want to get to their goals, that they have to step up and do that. I mean, I'm very proud of Diamond. I mean, 25 points is big for her, and her free throws are big for her, and you know, that's something that she's really just been working on her game. She hit, I don't know how many threes. She hit 1 3, that was a big 3, and you know, she just hit a bunch of shots for us. So, I mean, and nobody cares who gets most of the points on my team, which is really good, you know, because we're very unselfish. And so, you know, last game it was Mossany and Desto. This game it was Diamond.
A couple games ago, you talked about everybody's gonna be focusing on zone on you, and you've had to shift a little bit on that offense, and there's a lot of inside-outside passing going on.
Yep.
How have they adjusted to going away from more of that break, fast pace to going more to a settled half court in the zone?
Yeah, and she was going to make miss. So if they made the basket, she went zone. If they were missing their man, and so they're obviously making some baskets. And you know, I think believe it or not, we worked on that because I knew they were going to dig on our post. I mean, they had double doubles, so I mean, I dig on them, you know, too. So we really worked on that in practice the last 3 days. When the ball goes in, we need our guards to move, and we told our post you can't dribble down there because if you dribble, they're going to dig on it. And so we just really worked on that for the last 3 days. And Brittany made a great pass out to Lish, and she had a 3. And so, you know, that's why what she didn't when she was caught the ball in the low post, Brittany, she was doing kind of a lot of pivots because she was afraid to put it down because we were like, they're going to dig on it. But she was also looking for people to move and get open. So, I mean, we worked on that for 3 days.
So coming up, I feel like this is a question introduction I use a lot for you guys, but coming up, you got a tough stretch on the road, a bunch of good teams right together, but an opportunity to sweep 2 interconference teams.
Yep.
How big would that be if you pull that off against Houston and USF?
Well, we're not going to worry about USF ever. We're going to worry about Houston only. I mean, I say that all the time because you can't get ahead of yourself in this league because everybody's good and everybody gives us their best game. So we're just going to worry about playing Houston, and that is it. We're going to let everybody else in the league take care of their record, and we just got to take care of our games and who we're playing. I mean, I knew this Memphis game was going to be. I mean, it was close. I mean, they cut it to 10, you know, and it was close, and I knew it was going to be close. And last year, I mean, it wasn't really a game, you know, and they're playing really well without what's her name, Dulcie. Dulcie's at USF, and that kid is really good, and Katrina's doing a great job with her 2 transfers she brought in and the kids that she inherited. I mean, they're going to be a really good team in the future. They're going to be a top team, I think, in this league because she does a really good job with them.
1 or 2 more?
Coach, talk about the offensive rebounding effort tonight. You guys had 17. They only had 3. Talk about how important that is in a victory like this.
Yeah, I mean, and to answer your question about zones, we know if people play zone, we can get rebounds. We're very dangerous. If you play man, you can box us out. But if you play zone, we're getting rebounds. Tay Saunders was the one that started it. She was getting a lot of offensive rebounds in the first quarter. And we told Tay, we knew that they're going to be a transition team, so we were telling Shania and Diamond to get back really fast. But we were telling Tay and Moss and Desto and Brittany to go in there and get offensive rebounds. And, you know, that really helped us out to get a second chance points.
Coach, you mentioned earlier how the team was worrying about Griggs shooting it from beyond the arc for Memphis. Well, going into Houston, they are 3rd in the AAC in 3 points made. So how are you looking for them to kind of improve their 3-point defense, or how are you looking to defend that 3-pointer going up against Houston?
You know, I think we've played them so many times we kind of just know how to play them. You know, I mean, it's not like we're going to defend the 3-point line everywhere. We're just going to play our defense and pressure the ball. If we pressure the ball and we keep it out of the high post, then it's impossible to get 3s off. Do you understand? So if it goes in the high post, they're kicking it out for 3s. If we pressure the ball really hard, they can't see to skip it and move it around. So we really concentrate on pressing the ball really, really hard, trying not to let people go middle so they can kick. You know, they do a lot of moving around. They don't really have one big-time dominant post player. They have one, and everybody else just, you know, kind of moves around. So we have to do a great job of keeping out of the high post on the weak side with our weak side guards, and just really pressuring the ball so they can't skip the ball and move the ball around and get threes. And then they're just a hustle team. I mean, we got to make sure we're getting all the loose balls, and if they get a three, it's going to be different. It's going to be long shots. You know, it's not going to be these close shots that these guys were getting tonight, and we were getting our defensive rebounds. They're going to be long shots, so that's going to have to be something we have to pay attention to when we go there.
Last one.
What do you want to clean up going into the back part of the season?
I think what I said at the beginning, if we're missing shots, like, we got to just lock in the defense. I mean, we're going to miss shots. I said no. I mean, even Michael Jordan misses shots. Even Diana Taurasi misses shots, guys. But if she misses a shot, like, really good teams and really good players find a way to get a stop defensively. And so we mentioned that over and over again after the game. We'll mention it again, but I think that's something we have to. We've been really good at it, but we kind of fell into it tonight. But I think our captains really stepped up, and then everybody else kind of followed. You asked Brittany the question. I just told them to be patient, like, move the ball. They were so open. They were just shooting their first shot, you know. I'm like, just be patient. You're going to get that shot. You need to get a good rhythm shot. And so we just really kind of worked the ball around a little bit more to get some rhythm shots. And I think that's something that's going to be big going into the tournament, going into anything. I mean, now we're going to be playing at neutral sites, and, you know, not everybody's going to make shots, so we got to really stick to our defensive plan.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.